Hello, today I'm going to talk about meditation and specific spiritual journey. So I finished reading a book. This is a book, and the author's name is James Finley, and the title is The Healing Path. And James Finley was James Finley is an ex-monk, and he is a psychologist and a specialist on human psychology. And but this book is not for guiding our mental health or specific method of improving our mental condition. But this book is autobiography, and this book is James Finley's autobiography. And James Finley experienced various hardship in his childhood and his in his priesthood. And James Finley was a victim of domestic violence by his father. His father was a very violent man, and his father attacked his wife, and his father hit his children. And James Finley was, of course, hit by his father. And these experiences impacted his personality, character, and of course his identity. And this violent experience become his trauma, and he had to run away from his father, and he had to escape to his inner world. So he ran away to his inner world. So he called it inner child, and we all have inner child, and but his inner child healed his wound, pain. But of course, this is temporary, transient. But when he was a child, he had to run away into his inner world, and he could encounter he could encounter contemplation and ultimate dimension in his inner world. And so God talked to us in deepest of our heart. God talked to us in our deep wound, deep our pain. So only God healed our pain, our trauma. So, but we understand we cannot heal our trauma by ourselves, and trauma is a long journey, and we have to live with trauma entire our life. But James Finley tells us it is not necessarily negative, but so we can learn how to accept ourselves, how to feel the ultimate dimension, contemplation, and so our pain, our suffering, hardship can be a commission of contemplation. So we have good tool in our experiences. We can communicate to God directly by our pain, suffering, or our inner child. So James Finley experiences kind of a huge space of his inner world, and but yeah, and he is a Catholic. He is a Catholic, and he, when he was a high school boy, and he read a journal of Thomas Merton, and Thomas Merton's journal and diary, and impacted him to decide to become a priest, monk, and James Finley decided to enter the monastery, and he looked up to Thomas Merton, and he could encounter Thomas Merton, and Thomas Merton instructed various spiritual method to him, and of course this is very good experiences for him. And but there is a corrupt priest, and so a cruel priest raped him, and so James Finley was victim of sexual abuse of corrupt priest, and James Finley had to decide to leave the monastery, and he left the monastery, and of course these experiences, violence from his father, and sexual abuse by a corrupt priest, leave him a great wound, great pain, and it became a trauma for him, and he had to face to his heart inner child, and James Finley accept his journey. He accept his condition in trauma. Of course, it is not easy. It is not simple, but he often circle back to the point where he deeply feel his wound, pain, and so as I say, this book is not a guidebook for mental health. This book is not a kind of a book describing how to feel your trauma. Yeah, this book is not such a book, but this book is an autobiography. He depicts his path, his journey, in which he can cultivate his spiritual ability. Of course, God leads us to the very good point, and only God nurture our spiritual ability, and God talks us through our wound, through our pain, through our hardship, and without hardship, without trauma, we cannot directly feel God's love. And we have hardship, trauma, and pain, and but only God heal our heart. So trauma is a long-run journey. Trauma is a lifelong business. I have also various trauma. Of course, my trauma is relatively small compared to James Finley, but I have a trauma, or I have some traumas, and so if I could not experience hardship, probably my face would be lukewarm. And so in the scripture, there is a lot of prophet or great teacher. So in the scripture, great teacher or prophet tells us the mission of Christian. The Christian mission is experiences hardship, experiencing poverty, experiences suffering. Our mission is very simple, experiencing poverty, hardship, suffering, pain, want, trauma. A trauma can be a great mission of Christianity. And so in this path, and James Finley encountered the ultimate dimension in his heart, in his inner world. Of course, the ultimate dimension is not a kind of a dualism. We should not regard this condition as a subjective or objective or as a dualistic category. So often we recognize things using our subjective function or objective knowledge. But in the ultimate dimension, we can put aside those cheap category. There is no subject, there is no subjective judgment or objective judgment. But there is our ultimate dimension. We can just feel the deepest of love, mercy of God. And this is the contemplation. So, contemplation is not dualism. And the contemplation sometimes is not so simple. So, as James Finley described, we sometimes feel deepest love of God, but we often circle back to the start point where we feel just a want, pain. It is not so simple, but this is a journey. We have to endure various things, various experiences. We have to endure the diversity of Christianity. So, the only thing I want to say in this video is please live your ultimate dimension. Please live your pain. Please live your suffering. Because this is the mission of Christianity. And of course, God support us. God make a path to escape from the hell. And God is love. And the only thing we can do is just trust in Him. So, through which we can learn our spirituality, and we can be nurtured by Him. So, today's video about spiritual healing, spiritual path, or trauma. So, thank you for watching.